So, hey, good morning. Timothy Darrell Young, BS MPA, and 15 years a targeted individual. Command Central, above the Electric Corps, above the community-based agents under the Bush administration. Obama's been president for 2 terms, and now Trump is finishing his first or second term. I've been a TI for a long time. Criminal surveillance group, synthetic telepathic, human traffickers, rigors of reality itself, EMF perps. Found me in my dorm in graduate school at the U of O. Before I finished graduate school, I ended up still finishing the paper and graduating, getting my master's. But before I could finish my master's, the Secret Service presumed home protection, the intelligence agency is not going to fuck with you, the FBI not going to try and set you up for crimes, the community slander not leveled against you, the home invasions not done to you, and control of your own mind and body as you were born with not stripped. All of that and more changed for me during the Bush election in 2004. I became a TI. I did end up finishing graduate school and living, but it's been extremely difficult, and I'm at 40, after a year getting moved out of a nut house in Hillsborough with the tactic against TIs that they'll move in EMF perps or flesh and blood attaboy system misled to file complaints to get folks evicted. So they sent in an MK Ultra super soldier, and I had to buy some bear mace because it was a big male named Sarah and he wanted to kill me. And that was filed against me by this woman named Leah, is another reason why I should be kicked out. The latest one, which I got 2 complaints filed while I lived here. Like I said, they move in perps or people in on it, or even fake roommates and whatnot to file complaints. This is why I'm getting kicked out of this facility. So you can see that, right? It's not super logical, but I was under a lot of stress. Like, what I need to free myself is to buy the openbci.com headgear, a computer, a hosting service, and home insurance, and then pass my body out in a lead-wrapped human burrito skin pee in a pod with magnets on me if I need to, so that my physical body is insulated from direct energy weapon fire where I'm at. And then I guess it may help enable people who want to drop out of a gang, because I brought up the home insurance component. I was thinking of a business proposal for capital expenses to buy it, and homeowners insurance. So if somebody comes in and breaks your fucking headgear, your $600 BCI headgear, you can get it replaced. So that may help people drop out of a gang. So I'm a peacemaker. Life's a bitch. But yeah, so free Timmy, which was, I was dabbling around with, I do the words thing. I'm trying to get free from my MK Ultra something here. Myself and Brittany Spears and the rest of degraded humanity don't want to be handled. It's a bitch, understatement. So that, along with having to buy bear mace and smoking medical weed for therapy in a legal state where it's legal, all culminated in me being designed after a year in a nut house. It's okay, I'm not totally pissed off about it. Homeless again. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I had to talk to the lawyer, figure out. I killed a dog in Redmond that looked like it was talking. I hadn't figured out with the technology yet that my cones and rods can be deceived from the EMF from perps with my R&M and make a dog or a goat or a chicken appear to be talking even with moving lips, and then hypersonic sound weaponry, or to make it look like the dog or whatnot was talking. So I was under attack at a buddy's place who was an unaware TI in Redmond, Oregon. Shit went down. And I killed a dog, 2 on accident. 1, I was just lifting out of the house because it appeared to be talking, and I threw it onto the porch, and like 2 or 3 days later, it was a really old dog, and I was trying to get the dirty, talking, satanic dog out of the house. The dog wasn't really talking. I understand more precisely now, having listened to Kevin Christian and seen some of the technology used to make it appear I'm reading the lips of somebody walking across the street and they're really not moving their lips. Stuff like that. So anyways, Redmond, Oregon, killing a dog. Oh, on October 2nd, I got to settle some business with the local magistrate over that, or that local judge, pleading, guilty, but for reason of insanity. Take the charges or whatnot, and then, don't take the charges, and then do whatever the judiciary asks with regard to mental health. I'm already, in mental health care now, so by October 2nd, I got to be in Bend, Oregon. So I have this sort of month designed by this perp gang of where I want to go. I may check out my aunt's place in LA, who's a TI also. May go hang out at Psychopath Decaptured St. Vincent's and say what's up. They usually have pretty good meals and shit. But that facility was, over the last 3.5 years of Operation Phoenix and covert genocide and eugenics against me and 1.5 million Americans, and then trying to hide it. St. Vincent's on Barnes Road in Portland, at least for moments, and maybe even structurally now, so many years later, was fully deep captured by real psychopaths, like exactly how Dr. Catherine Horton described what's going on from her perspective enduring some of this torture. So I gotta settle up killing a dog that really wasn't talking, but really did look like it was talking to me. I'm a little more seasoned now as a TI. I'm not gonna be killing any dogs. Got about a month to figure out where the hell I want to go. Take my mind back, home shotgun protection of my mind and body by the Open BCI web gear, a computer, wrap my body in a lead blanket, and then magnets on my body where I need it, and then sink my head on one of those machines with homeowner's insurance, so that if the perps come in and try and break my gear, I can always get it replaced. So that's so that's some of my tactics and strategies. I've totally dropped the ball on filing an affidavit with Dr. Horton. Sort of started talking about that again. There was so many attempted framings for crimes that I don't do, like the FBI with lie-filled files at the Titan Fusion Center for Timothy Darrell Young, BS MPA, June 5th, 1979. Now Jeffrey Edward Taylor, BS MPA, June 5th, 1979. My family's being covertly remote tortured. My dad had a remote torture-induced stroke. Likely my mom has remote torture tinnitus. My aunt is horribly tortured, and then other members of my family, like my house, was attacked. My genome by these criminal gangs that know no fear, have artificial, real, and then contrived psychopathy or whatever. They're called monitors. They're called contractors. They're on EMF headgear on federal payroll, and somebody called the hit out on myself and my family from Command Central in 2004, and it's never stopped hurting. What else? Yeah, so I'm going to try and steal my mind back, I guess, eventually. This morning wasn't as the worst NLP morning that I've woken up to. I put something out. I put a JPEG out on my Instagram account on Tim DeYoung BSMPA5, and it has a statement about women as the fairer sex between men are being controlled by Satanism. And for MK Ultra, mind and body slaves like me, we are. I mean, I'm a man. I'm controlled by Satanism. It sucks. But, like, I may put up another Instagram sort of photo to sort of explain that, yeah, at the push of a button, from remote torture, men and women's relationships can be destroyed with this technology. Like, it's not the actual remote or monitored woman's fault herself, particularly if she's unaware. Like, around a TI, the perp gangs get people's remote neural monitoring about you too. I should also put something up, maybe even make sort of a meme or something like that, that I am not only are women controlled by Satan, I am. Under normal life course and circumstances, what I would have done with my mind and body, being a top 1% cognitive thinker in the world and reader of Western English, it would have been much different if my consciousness wasn't attacked. Menticide has been a way to describe it. The genocide of your mind, like every 20 to 15 seconds, I've gotten NLP more or less every day for 15 years. So, yeah, because I remember it wasn't that long ago, I was walking out and there was like a perp in Hillsborough faking a female's form, and she repeated the statement that Satan controls the women. And in absolute terms, through psychological operations, a 50,000-year review, myself and all the other TI slaves, we're controlled by Satanism. That's it. Period. Monitors? Command Central? Electrocore? Community-based agents? You mean Mr. Smith? The shark jumpy tales of they're attacking American citizens like myself in some of the worst crime imaginable. Anyways, I am similar to my plight is similar to every other targeted individual. You got to destroy your fucking rape codes and 52 level magnets, medical rubber outside of your posterior, your toy for reproduction for females. You know your bodies better than I. And leave it there for 6 or 7 months, day and night, and then your rape codes may also be destroyed. Also, like mine were. It would be nice to have spreadsheets of open sourced. You're not going to be able to patent it, perps. I gave away the information for free so TIs wouldn't be raped with remote torture tech. Working on the Oregon coffee food, recipe is something I did at this address, which was good. There's been some good things at this address. It hasn't, and I'm okay to move on. And unfortunately, everybody in Hillsborough is the target audience, and then Oregon bigger than that, and then the nation, and then some. They try to make sure. My first try to make sure that I don't internationally translate to keep me obfuscated or whatnot. But places I go get deep captured. My worldview got way poisoned. People are lied to about me, and then others are just following orders from Central Command and folks that compile like illegal records of people's internet presence to try and attack them. Okay, so 13 minutes here this morning. It's the end of August. My Oregon Ducks are playing Auburn. We're underdogs by 3 points in the state of Texas. Go Ducks. I dropped the ball on filing an affidavit process to get internationally recognized with Dr. Horton. I'm looking to get my headgear and maybe hang out with some electromagnetic beings, like not perps, that like quiet rooms and, do nothing at all. Like, I'm tired of NLP. That's one of my main concerns as a TI destroyer of the rape codes. What else? I get played for a fool. I'm trying not to be made more vulnerable or say more stupid shit out of the result of trauma-based mind control, out of NLP in my head, from perps passed out on those machines in other locations. Trying not to get too victimized. My the aggressors against me, my perpetrators, through like Central Command structures, they sort of run up against a brick wall in some tactic. It's I wouldn't even really call it détente. It's fairly off-putting, but it doesn't ring my alarm bells or trigger me. Perpetrators faking victimization. That somehow in all of this, they were bragging for some months when I was out here in Hillsborough, recouping after the dog sacrifice. Yeah, I killed it. I'm gonna live. Capital crime intent. Look how that one shook out, huh? Could have grabbed onto somebody's dreadlocks a little bit more there too. For those that saw the perp out in Redmond, hey, he came at me twice. I would have beat that little boy down. Ugh. And then I'm glad Bill's okay. He didn't chop off my arm with a... That was like a butcher axe. That thing was fucking massive. So, I didn't in error kill a dog that looked like it was talking to me, and really wasn't. It was the perp that I was mad at, that was being disloyal because they're trying to exterminate myself and my family. Go after my house, my cousins too. Some of the talk. What got Britney Spears doesn't want to be handled. Fucking people don't want headsets ruining their lives from the comfort of their own home. It's a federal overreach of power that should never have happened. That's what got me kicked out. And it wasn't really rational or logical. Like, that's not gonna get me free. But for those that they move in to submit complaints against TI, that was enough, along with the bear mace I had to buy because they triggered an MK Ultra Super Soldier in here. And then wanted, put me in a situation like I had to re-up my state cash benefits, other things that this gang had attacked me tactically and strategic. I was walking in the park and there was, I think possibly a perp faking a local or a real local, that a woman that had endured me being the TI and then Hillsborough being the target audience for the last year. Beware if they ask you to choose sides for these people, like trying to mindfuck my population that are overreaching federal forces, destroying community. Anyways, I've seen some of my customer service staff being defensive and polite of me, the actual Oregonian, as we're invaded, which is, it's really nice to be appreciated and defended. I don't get to see that as much as a TI that's in the mental health track. I'm tortured in the mental health hospitals and outpatients facilities like this, and like Todd Giffen, like for Romola D's blog, and a TI, he's in the prison in Oregon. He's in the prison system enduring this also. So this is about 20 minutes. I'm trying not to be a useful idiot. I'm trying not to be triggered. I'm not trying to deprogram trauma-based mind control, and I'm getting kicked out of my mental health facility because perps got moved in, and not too upset about it, and trying to figure out where I want to go next for about a month before I gotta swing back old to Bend, Oregon, I think.